Hypoxia means not enough oxygen or reduced oxygen. And this has the effect of not getting enough oxygen to our brains. This can be caused by a lack of oxygen, a lack of circulation, the lack of our blood to transport the oxygen through our body, or the lack of our tissues being able to process the oxygen. First type of hypoxia we encounter is hypoxic hypoxia. As we go up in altitude within aviation, the amount of oxygen molecules remains the same, but the pressure needed to push the oxygen through our lung membranes is reduced. And thus, we have the same effect as a blocked airway or drowning. This is hypoxic hypoxia. Hypemic hypoxia simply means the lack of blood. This can be caused by blood loss, injury, getting blood, or anemia. A blood condition that has the pilot or the passenger having a loss of hemoglobin to actually transport the oxygen through the blood. Next type of hypoxia is stagnant hypoxia, which is more about the circulation of oxygen through our system. And you can equate that to sitting on your hand and it going numb, kind of the same effect. This can be caused by a blocked artery, the heart not pumping enough sufficient oxygen, or carbon monoxide poisoning, a odorless, tasteless gas that can sometimes come through our heating vents when the exhaust manifold has a crack in it, and the heating shroud that goes into our airplane gets in there. And the last hypoxia is toxic hypoxia. This mainly has to do with drugs and alcohol, and our inability of the tissues in our body to process the oxygen. In fact, just 1 ounce of alcohol can introduce about 2,000 feet of physiological altitude on our body. The effects of hypoxia initially you're gonna feel very euphoric, belligerent. You're not going to have very good cross controls. You're not going to have your motor skills are going to suffer. Your instrument interpretation skills are going to suffer. You're going to have cyanosis, meaning your fingertips are going to turn blue, and eventually you will pass out. Okay. So again, the main thing is here, many people that have been subject to this don't even know what's happening. And they eventually pass out, and we have ghost planes out there. So it's always safest to fly with another individual, and that is mainly for a number of other reasons, but you're going to recognize those signs in them before yourself. Along with this, we have hyperventilation. Which is the lack of carbon dioxide in our body. And this can be caused by stress, fear, pain, a number of different reasons. And basically, we're just breathing really fast. So our body has an excess of oxygen and a lack of carbon dioxide. You've got to be careful when identifying hyperventilation, because a lot of the same symptoms, headache, euphoria, all that stuff, cyanosis, can still happen with hyperventilation. So we've got to first identify, okay, this is not hypoxia, this is hyperventilation. And when we do, the ways that we cure that are to try our best to calm the person down, and then get them to talk, to sing, to just breathe at a slower rate to introduce additional carbon dioxide into their system. The last thing, if you have a paper bag, get them to breathe into a paper bag, and that will introduce more carbon dioxide into their system.